What's going on, guys? What's happening? It's Brother Winston here. Just checking this stream. We're going live today once again. Everyone who's watched my past streams, God bless you, man. So you're going to be talking about a subject that you may look at it and say, is he serious? I want you to know I actually am serious, okay? If you're blessed by this video in any way, please share this video, okay? This is a serious video. It may seem like it's a joke, but it's not a joke at all, okay? I'm going to explain to you why. It's called, Can My Phone Read My Thoughts? Yes. Okay. Can my phones read my thoughts? Yes. Okay. I'm going to explain some of the science of this. I'm going to direct you also to some videos to show you how this is possible. Okay. We're going to be talking about some things that most people don't think about when it comes to how you even think. Okay. Which will explain how this is even possible. Okay. So before we begin, I'm going to say a quick prayer. Lord, I pray, let this video bless somebody, give them understanding and vision, and bring revelation, I pray. In Jesus' name, Lord, thank you for all you're doing. In kingdom come, what we doing on earth it is heaven. Send our workers out in your harvest, so reap your harvest. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. So let's get into this video. And I'm actually going to mute myself. I'm going to play a brother here. His name is David Whitney. Okay. Also, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the chat. Okay. And I'll be checking the chat throughout this. Alright. So we're going to play a video here by a guy named David Whitney. Okay. Your issues hearing, let me know if you're listening to this live. So I'm going to hit pull his video up right here. Also check his YouTube page out. He teaches on physical fitness, so on and so forth. Okay. So he seems to be an expert in that, so check him out. But on this video he's talking about his experience. So let's check this video out, okay?
What's going on, guys? This is David Whitney of David Whitney Training and Nutrition. Right now I'm coming to you from my basement gym. If you're unfamiliar with my channel, because this is a completely different topic that I usually don't cover, but I just felt the need to reach out to people and tell people about, my experience and what's going on. And now that I've looked into it, the things that I found out. But this is a fitness channel, hence the name, David Whitney Training and Nutrition. But tonight, we're going to be discussing something. Well, we're not really a discussion because there's going to be no back and forth there. But tonight, I'm going to be talking to you guys about something that is way more important than fitness. And I got a couple of notes here. Not much, but I'm basically going to be going off the top of my head, so just bear with me. Now, the first example is I give you, you might say, like, that doesn't really sound like much. But trust me, by the time we get to the end, I'm pretty sure you're going to be convinced. I mean, I got their words on it. I got them admitting that they're working on this technology, that they've been working on this technology for years. And we'll get into all of that. So I've been hesitant to make a video on this. This is something I've been experiencing now for months. But I mean, it just sounds crazy. I've only been talking to a couple close friends about this. And I think some of the people I even spoke to, some people just push it off like, hey, yeah, whatever. Maybe this guy's just trying to be eccentric or trying to get attention. And maybe some other people really thought I was losing my mind or something. I had one close friend who told me, he tried to explain it away. And then he came to me like a month later and told me it's been happening to him. So anyways, let's get into it. Let's start from the beginning. This goes back maybe 3 months. No, actually, this goes back like a year. When I first started realizing that my phone had been listening to my conversations. Now, I hear people talk about this all the time now. This is almost common knowledge. But when I started talking to people about this a few months ago, it seemed like nobody knew about it and people were looking at me like I was crazy. It's been at least a year now that I noticed there'd be things that I would talk about. Now, of course, we understand ads are tailored to us by the things we search, by the videos we watch, by the things we type into search engines. They tailor ads for things that we look for, that we're interested in. Now, that makes sense. But I would notice that things I only spoke about, things that I never searched for, things that I spoke about in conversations would pop up and suggested ads and suggested videos for me. So I started, I thought maybe, it's just confirmation bias. I'm only thinking about the examples where this happens, but not all the times it doesn't happen. Maybe I'm just thinking it happens more often than not. So I started screenshotting every time. And I came up with dozens on top of dozens on top of dozens of times that this happened. I mean, it was just to me, it was just irrefutable that they were definitely listening. But when I would bring this up to people, they'd be like, oh, they don't listen in, they don't listen in. Then I would Google it and I seen Facebook said, oh, we don't listen to your conversations. We don't need to. We don't need to listen to your conversations in order to figure out how to tailor ads to you. Now I'm gonna bring that up. That's like a foreshadow to what we're gonna talk about in a minute. But then after that, let me tell you about the first time. And like I said, the first example probably won't seem like much, but bear with me. All right, so the first time, my birthday was February 21st. On my birthday, my mother gave me a bag with some things in it. Like there was a nice Rogue Fitness shirt, some chocolate candies, and some pistachios. Now, right now it's Friday night, it's late, it's like midnight right now. It was another night like this. My whole family's sleeping. That's why I'm down here in the basement talking to you guys. I don't want to wake up my family. It was a night just like this. I was chilling in the living room. All the lights were off. I had the TV off. I didn't want to make any noise because my daughter was sleeping right next to me, I believe, on the couch. My wife was right upstairs. It's a small apartment. She's right upstairs sleeping. I'm trying not to make any noise, but I'm getting hungry. And I'm going to trying to raid the cabinet, see what we got. Looking around, it's not really, we're out of everything. No snacks. I'm looking for some goodies. Oh, nice. Here comes that bag that my mother got me. Now listen, bear in mind, when I received this bag as a gift, I didn't look in and say, oh, pistachios. Never mentioned pistachios. She didn't hand it to me and say, here, pistachios. Never was the word pistachios mentioned because that was just one of the things in the bag. She didn't say anything about anything except for the shirt that was in there. I think she mentioned the size that it was. That was it. Nobody mentioned pistachios. Before this, I hadn't ate pistachios in years. Guaranteed it's been years since I ate pistachios. Since I said the word pistachios, it had been years. Never Googling pistachios. I'm not a pistachios dude. I don't care about pistachios. That's why they actually have been sitting in that bag for weeks. I wasn't even thinking about them. I've been ate the candies that were in the bag and the pistachios were just there. But now we're down to nothing in the cabinets and I'm hungry. Okay, these pistachios are going to come in handy. Grab the bag. All the lights are out. TV's off, silent. I'm trying to be quiet. I'm not sitting there talking about, yeah, pistachios. There's nobody to talk to them by myself. Sitting there on the couch, cracking open these pistachios, munching on pistachios, not doing nothing, just sitting there. My phone beside me. If you say that maybe the camera could see you eating pistachios, no, I'm in the dark. And I wasn't on my phone. The phone was sitting there facing up at the ceiling. And I'm sitting in the dark eating pistachios, not making a sound except for the munching on these pistachios. That's it. Okay, get to the point of the story. I clean up the mess after I'm done eating, throw away the shells. The next morning I wake up, I go on down my Instagram, the first ad I see, pistachios. Now you might say, these ads are tailored to us, okay? I haven't searched pistachios, never in my life. I haven't ate pistachios in years. I haven't said the word pistachios in years, but within hours after I ate pistachios for the first time without saying a word while I was eating them, the next morning the first ad I see is for pistachios. Okay, whatever, that's a 1 in 1,000 chance, but still there's a chance, whatever. Okay, like I said, bear with me, we're gonna keep going. Now this one's even probably less of a coincidence or whatever, it's not as crazy, but like a week later, it's like the next Friday. Now that I think about it, these things always happen on Fridays.
So we see what he just explained. The first story, we gonna continue to the next story, but we see right here that he's explaining how ads are tailored, okay, that we have on our phone. They are tailored to what we search for, okay. Through cookies and different things online, they track what you are looking for and they tailor ads to you. You could actually go on, for example, you can go on YouTube or somewhere, look for stuff, and then go on Amazon, and immediately stuff will start popping up. Don't ask you because you just search for something on another site. Okay. But what he's saying is that he was sitting, not mentioning pistachios at all. Okay, because because the phone is a listening device, also is listening to what you're saying, what's going on around you. So he's saying it's absolutely no way, okay, that this could have happened. There's absolutely no way that it basically could have pushed these ads at him. Because the only thing that was basically letting the phone know that he was eating pistachios was the fact that he was eating them and he was thinking about that. Okay, and then maybe he saw them with his eyes. But that alone should not be enough for the phone to be able to throw ads at you. The fact that you're eating something and thinking about it. Okay, unless the phone has a link to what you are actually thinking. Okay, he's trying to, now that's why he said, well, some people may say, "Oh, it's just a coincidence." Okay, and you say, "Well, it could be 1 in a million coincidence that just coincidentally, right after he was eating it, coincidentally happened to throw it." That's highly unlikely, but he's saying, "Okay, well, still, you may say, okay, well, it's still a change that could happen, so don't, jump to any conclusion." But let's continue with this, okay? Because like I said, this thing actually happened to me before, and this is the reason why I first watched this guy's video. Okay, when I saw something happen to me, I said, no, something's not right here. Okay, so let's once again I'll mute myself, and we're gonna listen to him. Okay.
Oh no, and tonight's another Friday, but whatever. Here, we'll keep going. So I just got through training one of my clients. I'm sitting outside the gym. It was a beautiful day. It was sunny. Now, we're coming out of winter. We're in March. To get a sunny day, it just feels good, I'm sitting there in my car after I got done training my client. It's about 6 o'clock at night. It's beautiful outside. And I'm just like, I'm in the mood to maybe go out with my friends and have a drink. My wife's at work until like 7 o'clock at night. And I'm thinking maybe I'll call up a couple of my boys and maybe we'll go get a drink. So I start sitting there in the driver's seat of my car, and I start thinking, if I would go out to have a drink, where should we go? Now, if I'm gonna drink liquor or a mixed drink, I will go to a bar, because a restaurant is not gonna give you enough alcohol to make it worth the price that they charge you, right? But I'm thinking, this beautiful day, I'm just in the mood maybe to have some beers with my boys. So for a beer, I could go to a restaurant, have a beer. I mean, you can't make a beer stronger. It is what it is, right? So I'm thinking to myself, where might they have some happy hour specials? So I'm sitting there thinking, I think maybe, what about Buffalo Wild Wings? They might have, I know they got a good selection of beers. I haven't been there, and it's got to be over 7 years. It has to be since I've been to a Buffalo Wild Wings. Have not searched for Buffalo Wild Wings. The last time I probably ever searched for Buffalo Wild Wings, maybe a while back, maybe just to see if one was having a fight or something, and not even searching for it. Maybe just check on the Facebook page to see if they might be offering a fight. But it's been a while, and I definitely didn't search recently, and I haven't been to a Buffalo Wild Wings. Definitely haven't said the word Buffalo Wild Wings. Nothing. But I'm just thinking, I wonder if they got specials, happy hour specials. Because like I said, it was 6. Maybe I could hurry up, get over there with my boys before my wife gets out of work at 7, catch a happy hour special at Buffalo Wild Wings. So now I leave the gym where I just trained my client. I've been sitting in the driver's seat of my car thinking, Buffalo Wild Wings. I wonder if they got happy hour specials. I drive straight home. Haven't used my phone because I'm in my car. I drive straight home. I go in the house. I open up my phone onto Instagram. I scroll down, the very first ad I see. $5 pictures at Buffalo Wild Wings. All right. You could say, okay, coincidence. I told you, that's not a big one, so we're going to keep on going. This next one is the one that really got me. Okay, the next Friday after this, I'm not sure if it's the very next Friday, but it was a Friday after this. I'm watching, it's about midnight. I'm watching a movie with my daughter. We're watching The Mummy, this old movie with Brendan Fraser. I don't know how old it is, maybe 10, 15 years old. We're on the couch watching The Mummy. We're not talking. I'm not the type of person that likes to talk during a movie. We're just sitting there watching a movie. A scene in the movie comes on where a cat is in the room that the mummy's in when the mummy's about to attack Brendan Fraser and the woman and the female star. And he sees the cat, and the mummy freaks out, and he turns to sand, and he flies off. I start thinking. Now, I'm a cat person. If you've seen past videos, I even was talking about feeding stray cats. I like cats. I feed the stray cats outside my apartment. So, it just has me thinking. I'm not talking. I'm not saying anything to my daughter because I'm not rude. I don't talk during movies. I'm still watching the movie, but, I have thoughts going through my mind, and I'm thinking, what are they trying to say about cats? I guess they're saying cats have some connection to the spiritual realm. Well, they must be saying, since the mummy's a bad guy, they must be saying cats are on the good guy side, right? They're a positive force in the spiritual realm or something, whatever. I'm just having these thoughts as I'm watching this movie. Then it just gives me a thought. I'm like, hey, remember that movie? I'm thinking to myself in my mind, remember that movie? I'm thinking of a movie that came out over 25 years ago. It was about these people. It was like a thriller, and it was about these people who would morph into cats. It was a son and a mother, and they would morph into cats, and they would like steal the souls from people. It was a crazy movie, but it's like there was no stars in this movie. I hadn't thought about this movie in over 25 years. I hadn't seen this movie, obviously, in over 25 years if I haven't thought about it. I haven't mentioned this movie if I haven't thought about it. Obviously, I haven't mentioned this movie. I have not seen nothing. I've gone to Walmart hundreds of times since then. I've never seen it in there. I've never seen it advertised anywhere. Nothing. This movie it's like a B movie. It's nothing that people are going to bring up like, oh, I wish I could watch that movie again. Just something that just came into my mind because I seen a cat in a thriller. So I'm thinking about that old thriller about cats. And what was the name of that movie? I'm thinking to myself, Sleepwalkers. That was it, Sleepwalkers. Yep, okay. And just like that, the thoughts going from my mind. Continue to watch the movie. Now, like I said, we were watching the movie around midnight, 1 in the morning. The movie goes off, we fall asleep. First thing in the morning, I get up, I get on YouTube, I'm scrolling through. The very first thing I see as I'm scrolling down YouTube, would you be interested in renting Sleepwalkers? This obscure movie from over 25 years ago that I have not seen or heard or anybody mention. No one's caring about Sleepwalkers. After I thought about this movie, within hours, the very next thing I see on my phone is they're asking me if I would like to rent Sleepwalkers. So that's it for me right there. I know. I'm like, no, yeah, something's going on here. I couldn't figure out what. Now I'm thinking, can the phones read my mind, or are we in some, like they talk about a simulation theory? Is this not reality? What's going on? Either my phone has the technology where it could figure out my brainwaves and read my thoughts, which I don't think we have the technology for, or I'm in some simulated reality like Elon Musk has talked about. And I've gone on to see that even PKD on Philip K. Dick was talking about like 50 years ago. And I'm just trying to figure it out. I just don't know. I don't bring this up to too many people. I mentioned it to a couple people. But it's freaking me out. It's like kind of blew my mind. Now, I'm starting to hear more and more people talking about they're bringing up in conversations that their phones are listening to their conversations. Now, just 3 months ago when I was telling people my phone had been listening to my conversations, no one knew anything about it. They're acting like I was crazy. So now that this is becoming like common knowledge that our phones are listening to our conversations, I'm thinking, well, if that in 3 months time span has become common knowledge, what about this other stuff? Because the thing with the Sleepwalkers happened to me a few weeks ago. So I'm like, well, maybe this is becoming something that's happening to others. So this morning I decided to check it out on Google. I search, can our cell phones hear our thoughts? Wow, to my surprise, I go into a thread on Reddit and boom, 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 one after another. People are saying things just as crazy as the one I'm telling you. And just search for yourself on Reddit. Can cell phones, you don't even search on Reddit, you can just Google it. Can our smartphones read our thoughts? And you'll probably see the same thing I saw, the top result of Reddit thread, where people are going one after another saying, no, I can't believe I'm seeing this because this just happened to me. So I Googled it and let me tell you what happened to me. And I'm telling you, it was blowing my mind while I was reading this morning. So tonight I'm thinking about it more and more, and it's just freaking me out. And I decided, you know what? Let me look up. I got some free time. It's late again. It's like midnight. It's Friday night. My daughter already fell asleep. My wife is sleeping. She got to get up early for work. So I go back on Google and I'm searching it. So now I give a different term. Can my phone read my mind? Instead of saying can smartphones hear our thoughts, I said, can my phone read my mind? And as I scroll down, I see an article on some futurist website. I will write the name of the article and the website in the description below. I can't remember the exact title, but it was Facebook admits they're working on computer brain interface, something like that. But like I said, I'm gonna write the title so you guys can find it, and I will screenshot it just in case they try to get rid of it or something. I'm gonna have this documented. But this article is from 2 years ago, April 2017. They say Facebook finally admits they're working on computer brain interfaces, and they say that they admitted back then that they already have been working on ways to read our thoughts through computers, through the phone. Our phones are little computers. They were working on this 2 years ago. They already were so advanced and so far into doing it that they felt comfortable enough sharing it with people now. They don't share this type of stuff unless they've made enough progress where they know there's no turning back. They're going to do it. And that was 2 years ago. Listen, recently, Facebook's bought out the app called WhatsApp. Just like last week, the WhatsApp creator, the founder, tweeted out, delete your Facebook. And people were speculating it's because of all this privacy concerns of what Facebook is doing, how they're just digging into our privacy, going further. But I don't think anybody was thinking it goes this deep. I saw how a top Facebook executive stepped down, and he said over privacy concerns, like he just couldn't go along with what they're doing. He got a glimpse into the inside of what they're doing, how they're invading people's privacies, and even though he was making all this money, getting rich off it, he decided he had to step back. It was too much. Instagram. Facebook bought out Instagram, and the creator of Instagram stepped down. He said once he seen what they were doing with the technology, he stepped down. He said he couldn't go along with it anymore.
All right, guys, I'm going to stop him right here. To hear the rest of his story, I don't think it's that much longer, but he does have other videos. He does have other videos talking about this subject, okay? His name is David Whitney. As you see on his shirt, David Whitney Training Nutrition. Look up on YouTube, okay? When you look and see what his name and his actual page is here really quickly. It's David Whitney, okay? He has about 3,000 something subscribers, almost 4,000 subscribers, okay? David Whitney, like it says on his shirt, okay? That's the name of his page. It's a picture of like someone, like a in-shape guy. I guess it was probably him, okay? Basically the profile picture, okay? Check his page out, all right? More information about what he's talking about. And I appreciate the fact that he made this video. That's why I share. I watched the video some time ago. But I was talking to him about something else, and I thought, I wanted to make this video a while ago, but I never did. I don't believe I did, at least on YouTube. Okay? I think I may have spoke about this before on Facebook. Ironically, the very site he's talking about. But I want to tell you right now, because I believe what he's saying is 100% true when it comes to the fact that the phone does have access to your thoughts, and I believe the answer is yes. Let me say, well, how is that possible? Okay. Let me say, I'm a Christian. I believe that we have a spirit, soul, body, which of course you do. Okay. You say, well, how is it that I'm phone? Where my mind at? It's my spirit talking. You have to understand that your thoughts emanate first from your spirit. Okay. But then what happens is that your thoughts are transferred to a realm in your mind, which is actually like a physical place. Okay. Our body, of course, is physical, and it's transmitted into what's like what I would call an internal radio. Okay. Just like, I remember years ago I used to volunteer and help a Christian, excuse me, I'm trying to clear my thoughts here. A guy who had a show on a Christian station in Jersey, okay? And I used to be there every single week. I would be sometimes on air, okay? And basically all that stuff was done, at the radio station, okay? And then the guy ended up getting up, he ended up being able to transmit to the radio station from his own house, okay? And then have his own station, all right? Our minds, okay, are like that radio station, okay? Our spirit, it comes from the spirit first, and then when you think, like for example, if I say, think of the word orange, okay? Right now, as I'm speaking, I'm telling you, think of the word orange, okay? You were to think orange. You didn't say it, but you thought it. What if I say shout the word orange in your mind? You could do that also in your mind. You may say, well, that's just in my spirit. There's nowhere to be found, it's just in my spirit. I want you to know that it's not just in your spirit. Okay? Just like if you want to move your right arm, your spirit wants to do it first. Okay? And then it instantaneously move your right arm because it went left the desire of your spirit into your mind registered. Okay, and then immediately you're able to move your arm. Okay? Because you're understanding your spirit and your body is actually linked also. Okay? The process is going from the mind, from the brain, okay, like a computer, okay, it's a processor. It's processing the desire of the spirit, okay. But then those thoughts, come into the mind, and then if you want, you can open your mouth and speak the word. But before a word is spoken, it's still residing in almost a physical place in your brain, okay, and it's a radio signal, okay. Even scientists will tell you that signals control when you move your hand. Okay, if you move your right hand, there's signals and desires that the desire turns into an actual signal. Your spirit creates a desire. The desire is processed it through the brain, and it creates an actual signal. I want to move my pinky. Okay, and instantly. Okay, With the wisdom of God instantly, I'm able to do that. Okay, if I have all my fingers on my right hand, I'm able to move my pinky out just like that. Okay. So in the same way, your thoughts are put in a place, okay, where a device like a phone, okay, has the ability to tap into that radio frequency, okay, and that's the reason why. Check this chat here. That's the reason why something like this, which would seem outrageous, is actually possible. It's actually possible. Okay. Surprisingly, but it's actually possible. Okay. Now, something like this happened to me, which is the reason why I watched this video. A year or two ago, I was actually at a pawn shop trying to get a piece of audio equipment, okay? And I remember this pawn shop usually has a lot of cheap audio equipment. So I went in there and I looked behind this glass case. I had my phone in my pocket. I had my phone out. And I think they had I forget what the device was, but it was, in my opinion, it was overpriced, okay? I looked at it and I said, I'm not getting that. I talked to the guy behind the counter and I stared at it, and it was a certain device. It was a certain model, okay? Now, maybe an hour or two later, I looked at my phone. I was on some app, I forget where I was, and I was on YouTube, and immediately, this device popped up in my ass. I had not taken a picture of this device. No one had even spoken it. Like when the guy said which one you want, I just pointed to it. Like, I didn't even say the name because it was like a long name. I don't know the model name, whatever it was. And how on earth would it be that the very thing I looked at appeared? Okay, never before had this appeared as an ad, but now it appears as an ad on the social media site I was on. Okay, instantly. That's when I first realized. I said, something is not right. There's absolutely no way the ad could have popped up because I didn't speak it. Okay, I didn't hold my phone in front of it. There's no one spoke about it. There's no way this could have appeared unless my phone had somehow access to what was coming through my eyes. And what comes through your eyes? Well, images. The images are then registered into your brain. Okay, just like you watch TV, you see image, and the image is sent through a frequency from somewhere else. Okay, through the internet, whatever, however you watch it, from satellites, whatnot. Okay, so essentially, your eyes are taking those images and bringing them back through a frequency into your brain, so you can register and see, instantly. Okay, all of this is by frequency, by what we call a radio. It's a type of radio, so to speak. Okay, so people sat back and thought, you know what if we could create a device that could tap into that? And that's what cell phones are, people. That's why I'm making this video. That's actually what cell phones actually are. They are devices that allow people, okay, not us, but other people, okay, to essentially and most assuredly grab onto all of what is you are looking at and all of what you're listening to. Okay, people that always just listen to devices, this is to me, I don't expect them to, but I sign off on that whenever I get any app, and I realize, but it does say that they want to have permission to listen in and so on and so forth, which is true, but it's so much more than that. It's so much more than that. It's the reason why they want everyone to have a phone. It's the reason why they want everyone to get these free phones. Okay, it's the reason why they want everyone to have a TV. You remember in the old days, not everyone had a TV, and TVs cost a lot of money. Even when they first came out with flat screen TVs, they were costing like $1,700, so it was over there, a lot of money. But then out of nowhere, they just start dropping the prices for stuff, and almost pushing it into people's laps. You understand? It's just like very, very, very weird. Very, very weird. Okay? Like I said, the older TVs, they never did that. I mean, you may have sale on TV here now and then. There are always sales and stuff, but it wasn't to the point where they were just dropping this stuff to almost being free. You would never see like a 75-inch TV in the 90s or so forth for $100. You just want to see this type of thing. Okay? But now they're dropping prices on these flat screens and everything like crazy. And same thing with the phones. Okay, I bought two really nice, I believe, LG phones from Metro for people. Okay, in the past few years, I think the past year it was, where the phone was actually free. This phone was probably better than the phone I had. I have a Galaxy phone. Okay, and these phones really, really nice, bigger than my phone. Okay, and it came free. Okay, actually, the last time I got one, the guy at the store said you can actually get He said, I actually give you 2 of them. He said, I throw another one for you, okay, if you want, just in case something happens to one of the other phones. And I was just like, why they really are trying to get these phones in people's hands? These companies are really trying to get these phones in people's hands, okay? So when I saw how, once again, how I went to this pawn shop and I saw how they somehow were able to see, how somehow my phone was able to see what I was looking at without my phone having any direct, contact with it. That's when I realized it was something going on. And I went online and found that people, like he said, he went and looked and saw people saying the same thing. Okay. I was just talking to somebody and they were talking about the, and what I'm saying right now is, of course, it's just my opinion, but it could be true and it's something to look out for. I was just talking to somebody about the what. I was called that because you know how YouTube is. But I was just talking to someone about the what. Okay. What the nations of the world have been imposed on a lot of people, and they were saying that a lot of their friends who got into that, okay, and okayed it, that they're acting very, very different. Okay. Now I don't know exactly how far that goes, but I can tell you this: that it's possible that they want people to get the what, because it helps put essentially hardware into a person to help the phones with doing what they want to do, okay, with doing what they want the phones to do with a person, okay. I personally believe, without a doubt, that the goal of these people is actually to make phones so that the phones can actually remotely control a human being. I spoke about this before in my other video about how you can go online and see a video of them remotely controlling animals, okay, putting things in animals where they can actually remotely control their body, remotely control a dog. Or YouTube, you can look on YouTube and see them control a dog. Okay, I saw a video not so long ago where they were controlling it was like a wasp or something like that. It was some kind of, it wasn't a wasp, it was something like it. It was not a beetle, it was some kind of like big bug. Okay, I forget what the name. It was a beetle, I believe. And they put something on the beetle, and the guy actually had like a Wii controller. He was able to control the beetle remotely. Okay, they were torturing these instances. It was a shame. Okay, they were, when you listen to what they said they had done these animals, it was a shame. They had the beetle flapping its wings for like 3 days in a row. Okay, it's just non-stop. Okay, it's making him do all kinds of. I think they had the beetle moving his legs for 3 days in a row, upside down, moving his legs around for 3 days in a row. It was just awful. All kinds of tortures to these animals. They got to the Wii controller and moved it and made the beetle fly into a wall. Of course, if the beetle would not want to do that, but he had the power over the beetle's body to make it do that. Through frequency, okay? You say, well, man, you always think of the worst, darkest thing. Not that I'm thinking of the worst, darkest thing. So you have to think like these people if you want to be ahead of the game, okay? That's a part of, essentially being wise and seeing, okay? And even prophecy. Okay? You always think prophecy is just seeing the future that God shows us, but also it has to do with you being wise and being able to tell, okay, do deductive reasoning, looking at the past, what can happen in the future, okay? And sometimes when we do this, and many times actually, God will reveal to us or confirm what we've been, basically trying to reason and figure out, okay, deduce, okay? I'm telling you, it's the truth from God, okay? All of this evidence showing us that something's all right with these phones. All this evidence showing us, okay, that it's more than just simple listening going on, okay? Not only with the phones, but with other devices also, okay? I mean, I still use my cell phone, but I know what it's used for, okay? And I also understand that you have to be wary, okay? If someone wants to put what I call hardware into me, whether it's a chip, okay, or the what, or whatever the case may be, and I say hard because it's something that's going into your body physically, okay? For a reason, they'll say, oh, it's for this. And I say, oh, really? Oh, really? It's really for that? Okay? You come with all the technology, and now you're saying everyone has to receive certain things, okay, into your body. Why? Okay, why now? Why? It coincidentally coincides with technology reaching a certain level. Okay, I believe they had this technology for years, but they just are perfecting it. Okay, and they're rolling it out, and people don't think that the governments of the world would do these things, but they realize that these people Many of these people worship Satan and Luciferians. Okay, the Luciferians. They believe the devil is good. Okay, and they don't see the world like you see the world. They don't think that Jesus is good. They think that Jesus is misinformed or a bad guy, and the devil's actually the good guy. Okay, and all these things that Satan inspires them to do, they want to do. Okay, because they feel like the devil's a good guy. Many of these people, like if you ever heard of this thing called the Georgia Guidestones, I believe it's called, where there's these big stones that someone has engraved, and it basically says that some of the things they want to achieve is one of them is to reduce the population. So I believe into the mere millions. Okay, from what it is today to the mere millions. Okay, I believe something like 500 million, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a low number compared to what the population of the Earth is right now. Okay, the people that want to reduce the population of the Earth. Okay, those Guidestones I believe were put up in the 80s. Okay. Of course, they don't tell you exactly who put them up, but it costs a lot of money for those things to be put up. Okay. So at the end of the day, guys, I'm out. I can make a part 2 of this if you want. Hit me up in the comments. And yeah, guys, I'm glad I was able to make this video. I thank God for people who do this. You need a prayer, you need a prayer request, excuse me, as it says here in the bottom. You can email me at brotherwinston@gmail.com. To donate, information here. Visit my website at Christian Apparel, my website. Okay, I'm gonna be updating this site also, and also sell Christian artwork. Also, if you want something, if you want something drawn for you, also because I'm also an artist, let me know. Email me. Okay, and email me right here. Okay, and I'll respond and see what we can do here. That's another thing that I do. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Share this video. It's the best way to help my channel. By sharing my videos on your social media, if you have. And yeah, guys, let me get out of here. I'm out. God bless. Peace out.